Yes, people, welcome back to AFTV Live. I know we're happy. I know Curtis has been happy. He was singing It's Easy like a Sunday morning on his Sunday Live. He went live already today. I didn't even realize he was doing daily lives, but I now know he does, Curtis Daily. It's all there. But yeah, man, things are good right now. Do you know what? Things feel good right now because it feels like a lot is happening. Obviously, once it's over the line, man's gonna, I don't even know where my head's gonna be. I'm gonna be dancing down the streets if certain things come through, which we'll discuss, I'm sure, throughout this live. Just to give context to everyone, I'm a bit raggedy here. Listen, I just landed. I landed about 2 p.m., 1:30 p.m. in Heathrow. I've come back, I've unpacked, and I'm just setting up for the live. So we're gonna talk about everything that's been going on in the past couple of days. Obviously, I've been away doing Gold Cup things. Man's been just, you know what? Yeah, big up. Do you know what? Yeah, let's talk just a little piece before we're gonna get into Arsenal stuff.
Come on.
I mean,
wait. Explain the gold jacket. What's going on with the gold jacket?
Okay. So
come on.
So just for context, everyone, it's been the international break. Concacaf have the Gold Cup every 2 years. It's like obviously they have Nations League, but Gold Cup's a bit more prestigious international competition between Central America, North America, Mexico, Canada, and the US. Right, cool. Those are the nations. So it's the Gold Cup, innit? So the slogan this summer was summer is gold. So I was on a meeting, Curtis. Yeah, I was on one meeting on Zoom call with them and like the Concacaf lot and some of the social media team. Yeah, this is them. They go, "Oh, Cecil, we got a surprise for you." I said, "All right, cool. What's this gonna be?" Yeah, my man leaves the screen like this, like just jumps off, bounces off, comes back. Yeah. Obviously, I haven't got it with me, so I left it. It's tragic. Comes back with a gold, like, it's not a sequence, but like a gold suit. And I'm like, bro, what? Am I got to wear that? They're like, yeah, man, yeah. So obviously, I'm a bit mad. I can't lie. I'm a bit hot-headed because I'm like, this is some dickhead thing. I'll be real. If I keep it 100 at the time, I was thinking,
you're thinking, that's a bit mad.
That's a bit mad. Me in the stadium, 70,000 people. Like, obviously, let's not forget, I do player interviews as well and all that. So we see the managers, see man like Poch, see, Javier Gyökeres, which is the Mexican manager, people like that in it. So I'm just like, all right, cool. I don't want to be looking like a fool, but if this is what it is, it's TikTok, it's a young generation. Let me get on board. Boom. So at first, I'm hating it now, yeah? I thought it was a bit of a joke at first. And then we arrived, they show me it. The pants are too big. The suit's actually too small for me. The arms, I got long arms, can't fit. But you know what? We make it work. And then after the game's finished now, yeah? So I don't know if people know this. To me, this was new from working with Concacaf. After every like major tournament, in the final, they have like it's called a crown session. So it's like, you go into there's a place in the stadium where they got something set up where it's like photos, videos. It's like they decorate it. So you remember the moment, innit? You got the trophy, take your photos, all that wicked. So I'm in there now. I'm in the gold suit looking a bit foolish, but I'm feeling myself because I'm just, we're living good. I had a good final. It was Mexico versus the US and Mexico won. And what people may not know, I feel a bit Mexican. I don't know if this
sounds feel Mexican, bro.
Hear me out. Obviously, I don't speak Spanish, so that's one major. You need to speak. All of them speak Spanish. Yeah, I need to learn to speak Spanish. I'd be a very rich man if I could speak Spanish. But hear me out. All the players, they just vibe with man. Raul Jimenez, me and him are boys, bro. He was like, yeah, man, going Mexico after this, fly out. Then I'm going Wimbledon final. We was chatting. I said, raw. I said, when you back to Fulham, he's like, 2 weeks, and then he goes. I said, where are you doing pre-season? He goes, in Portugal, Algarve and that. He's like, can I wear your jacket for the foot? I said, yo. So if you go online and you see Gold Cup,
he's wearing your jacket,
he's wearing the jacket, bro. I said, yo. And then, I got friends there. I got a guy called Oberlin as well. Oberlin, big up Oberlin. He's he's a long-standing player for Mexico. He gave me like a signed sombrero hat that I've got. There's a guy called Reyes who's really cool. I get on with. I don't know what it is, bro. I mean, I get on few footballers. I got loads of love from Chris Richards. Me and him, he replied to me.
Is he the Palace, isn't it?
Yeah, Palace centre back. So he plays for the US men's national team. Me and him are really close. Like he saw me in the media day, come up to me like, big up, bro. I said, what? You got South London popping? He was gassed. He was like, bro, can I say it? He basically said I was drunk for a week. I can say it. Listen, it is what it is. Because I was drunk for a week partying and all that. They're going to Austria. That's where Arsenal used to do preseason there, bare with Wenger in it.
I think they back in the day, Wenger. Mm.
Yeah, so they're going Austria for pre-season, but we were just chatting, and he was like, "Bro, it was mad." And he goes, "I just got to win this one more left," which was this.
Man did the FIFA thing. Man said, "Today I feel Mexican." You know what I'm saying? And you're in America, but them man are vibing.
Brother, man was saying things like "dale" and yeah, man was doing the whole like "que paso" and man's trying to learn little pieces. You know what I mean?
You need to learn Spanish,
bro. I would be so up if I learned Spanish. But anyway, for everyone listening, yeah, Gold Cup was in the NRG Stadium in Dallas. No, sorry, in Houston, Texas. Yeah, 70,000. Stadium was mad. One thing I do want to talk about quickly though from it. There's this youth, yeah. I shouldn't call me. It's quite disrespectful, but this young player. His name is Gilberto Mora. Someone actually sent a super chat, which annoyed me. Sent a super chat on DR Sports weekend roundup yesterday. I was obviously there live with him. He's 16 years old, Curtis. Yeah, 16, and he is the youngest. He's the youngest debutant for Mexico ever. Yeah, in the national tournament, he's the youngest debutant, and he got an assist, not in the final, but the game before. On top of that, because he passed Raul Jimenez. On top of that, in the final, he started, which is mental anyway.
Wow.
He's cold. Like, we can spot a player, yeah.
You can see in it,
bro. And the thing is, he's unheard of. Like, so he's unheard of. So people that are watching, just know this is a gem. I always say this with Concacaf, you can get ball knowledge quite easy because not many people watch those smaller
players from there.
Costa Rica, Honduras, and El Salvador, and all that. And obviously Mexico, quite a big nation, so the US. But he's just come through. And he didn't really lose the ball. He was like an Odegaard-ish. He's a midfielder, yeah? He's cold. And I'm saying it now because I think
someone's going to get him.
Exactly. I Googled his name yesterday and it said Man City and linked to him. I was thinking, after he's just done the final, I was thinking, these fuckers, people are going to start blowing him up because he just won a final at 16 years old. So yeah, man, it was a madness. It was absolute madness. I'm trying to think of anything else that I kind of missed out. Malik Tillman, he's at PSV. Right, Curtis just dropped. It's fine. I can hold out until he comes back. Signal might cut. Malik Tillman, he's with USA. He's at PSV. He was at Bayern as a kid. Really good player as well. Another player to watch as well that's coming through. So yeah, Malik Tillman. But Gilberto Mora from Mexico. Boy, people, listen, there's some talent. Raul Jimenez as well. Obviously, he got the winner in the final. Edson Alvarez at West Ham, and then Edson Alvarez got the first goal. No, sorry, Raul Jimenez got the first goal, then Edson Alvarez got the second. Big C was like, hello, guys. Yo, people, allow me, man. I've just come back from a week in Texas, and I've got some stories, people. Some like stories that you lot would never get the side of. It's good to hear. I don't know, you lot maybe want to hear. We're going to talk about Arsenal stuff, of course, but let me just, because they're saying you dropped out.
My bad. Man said the stories made me leave, bro, but I was enjoying the story, I promise you, man.
Bro, please, bro. Like, I've got so much like little insiders as well, man. It's mad. I'm trying to think of. Oh yeah, okay. Well, we'll talk anyway. Let's get into Arsenal stuff because I'm in a good mood. I'm in a very good mood. Seeing the stuff that Gyökeres is basically. I mean, it says the title Gyökeres in before preseason. Reason why I went with that is because this brother is doing everything he can to sign for us. The things of like he wants to. Have what is it? Gyökeres is doing, everything to join us, including a salary cut, which he's happy to take. Obviously, Berta, who I know you've called Badman. What did you call that? Someone commented something sick. What did they say on your live stream? What was it? They gave it, and it was something class though. It was something class, but I might pop up to you if you remember it. They nicknamed Berta, but I was like, yeah, that is class. But he's been on smoke. He's obviously flown out there to try and get the deal done. So yeah, man, it was just. I mean, there's that. We've got to talk about Nwaneri as well. It looking like he's going to sign his new deal. I know there was word that he weren't going to do it, and he's because of game time and all that. And I want to have a little conversation around that, and obviously the other stuff, the Maduekes, the Rodrigos, and the Ezes. But we'll get into all of that. Where do you want to start? Because you're in a good mood. I'm in a good mood. Where do we want to go? Where do we want to start with? Because you said you could speak about Gyökeres for a whole. I could do. Actual striker like forever.
Yeah. You know what? Let's go for the main course, bro. Let's go.
You're gonna go straight in, yeah.
Now. Go straight in,
because better get it done.
You better believe it. Was it that?
Better believe it. I think it was that one.
TM.
Yeah, better believe it. And DJ Ashbash as well. Let me read the super chat and we'll get into the Gyökeres stuff. This was before the live started, so thank you. 90 million for Sesko. That better be Ugandan shillings. No Sesko coming, man. I think that might have been the last time. I don't know, but that was I saw that before we started. Let's start Gyökeres, but I'm gonna go Sesko to begin because I think me and you were the same. I think when people said that Sesko's a better fit for Arsenal and Arteta was leaning towards Sesko, the whole world seemed, well, everyone I spoke to was like, Sesko. But before that, though, people wanted Gyökeres. But when they heard that Arteta seems like he's leaning more towards Sesko, I suppose people was like, yeah, I think Sesko is the better fit. And I was thinking, brother, why are we and fair play to Robbie. Me and Robbie always said Gyökeres from day one. I think you must have been a Gyökeres guy from the beginning as well. I was very much on just get a proper nine. I've watched him play physical, dominant. I know the arguments for many fans was like, oh, we might have to adjust our play to fit him. I'm like, I didn't enjoy the way we played last season anyway. So rightly so, we should be able to adjust, to his game a little bit. I'm not saying we completely build around him because, listen, he's unproven in the Premier League. I don't think you can build around a new signing like that unless you're, I don't know, Lionel Messi. I mean, there's obviously back in the day Lionel Messi, so he's obviously hasn't got that accreditation yet. However, my thing is, Mikel Merino went up top and scored goals, brother. Gyökeres, he's gonna score goals. I know we can say Portuguese, but forget all that. Give me a fraction of that amount of goals, and we're good. So, for me, brilliant. For you, let's talk, Curtis. Sesko, I don't think. Let me start. Sesko, you didn't want him at the beginning, right?
No, I didn't want him. Like, the thing for me, bro, is like, we need a goal scorer. That to me is ultimately what I think we need with our striker. We've had the link-up striker, if you like. Lacazette was dropping deep. Havertz dropped deep. Marino obviously did well when he went up there, to be fair. Jesus drifted a lot. For me, it's like, it's time to have that player. The amount of games, and you watch every game, and we all watch the games, the amount of games where the ball's getting crossed in, or you think, a striker should be there to finish that. Gyökeres, to me, bro, is just no nonsense. Like, he's not the best player that we've ever seen. He's not the most technically gifted player, but he's just no nonsense, bro. He's powerful, he's quick, he scores goals. I do think the deal has fallen into our lap a little bit because I do think that Arsenal did want Sesko. I think the fact that Leipzig have kept that price very high and the fact that Berta maybe was pushing for Gyökeres has kind of made Arteta go, well, okay, the price is a bit much and Berta wants this guy, so we'll go for him. Like you were saying with the style, I think we have this thing at Arsenal at the moment, which is like, if you disagree with something the club do, you're not seen as a proper fan. So when it came out that Arteta wanted Sesko, all of a sudden guys were going, well, he does fit the system. And I'm like, bro, the system ain't won us no trophies in the last 5 years. So why not adapt the system a little bit? Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, Gyökeres, man, I mean, I wasn't even going live on Sunday, bro. And when I seen that Gyökeres news, I said, yo, load that up right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? The one thing for me now,
40 minutes you were live, bro.
Yo, hour and 40, I just spoke about Gyökeres. Nothing else. No one else. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking now, this is what I'm trying to look at. They said that Berta was in Portugal. We've now seen pictures today that Berta's at Colney with Norgaard doing the announcement video. True. So my thing is this. I'm hoping he's flown back and that deal's in the suitcase. You know what I mean? I'm hoping, because if he's flown back, and because what we're hearing is we've offered 65 plus 15. They want 70 plus 10. So they want 5 million euros up front more than what we've offered. You can't walk away from that deal without getting that done. You've just got to say, look, we don't really want to, but it's 5 million euros. This is potentially a player that could help us win trophies. So they've got to get that deal done. And I know they were saying today that he's meant to be back in pre-season on Friday and he's not going to arrive. So they're saying even Sporting want the deal done before Friday. So I'm just hoping that deal gets tied up. But I think you can see universally that deal has brought a different energy to every Arsenal fan. Everyone feels different, man.
It's mad. It's honestly, it's crazy. Like you just said there, the feeling that that's going around is incredible. And it's so quick. I was in the airport and people were asking about Gyökeres. The main thing is, I think we've got to decide between us two, how sure that it'll get done? Because what percentage do you think you're at right now? Because it's funny because I saw your stream and it's like man's here and it's like if he's not here, we're gonna get laughed at. I watched Robbie yesterday on Roundup and he's acting like he's doing everyone's doing this.
Everyone's doing that. Like, yeah.
But which is a good thing and a bad. Our fam, listen, I'm part of it.
Yeah, we
enjoy it, bro. Like, obviously, if it does happen, it's gonna be a long day for a lot of us. But what percentage are you at that this gets done? This deal gets done.
I feel like it's gone too far. I can't remember a time when an Arsenal deal's been this advanced and public and hasn't happened. We've messed up deals before, like Suarez and that, where we made stupid offers and messed up. But can you think of a time where a deal where Fabrizio's saying it's advanced and everyone's saying, and we know that Berta's flown out there to come back and go? The only thing that would panic me right now, would be if Leipzig turned around and went, okay, we'll drop the price. Yeah. That's the only thing that I reckon could jeopardize the deal. If Arteta was still thinking that was the player that he wants. Even then,
even I was gonna say even then, because I can't remember a time where a player has advocated this hard to want to go to another club. Like the fact he said, bro, I'm not training. I'm not playing for you lot. Like man's messaging the president of the club, like, I want this done. Like I'll sacrifice. I don't know any. I don't remember a time when a player's been this adamant. I mean, people might let me know in the comments, but Mudryk was tweeting. To be fair, Mudryk was he was
going mad. He was putting up pictures of watching the Arsenal game.
Videoing us, watching us play. Like to me, thank you. Who's that? Sunset. That's a great shout. That is a great shout, but not to this level. I mean, he's refusing to train, refusing to play for the club again. He's obviously outwardly said, I don't know if it's outwardly said, but he said that he doesn't want to sign for United. He wants Arsenal. Arsenal is the choice of the club he wants to be at. This is him really pushing to be an Arsenal player. I respect it massively as well, because what RB Leipzig have done, listen, big them up. You said about the clock thing, and you never liked Red Bulls, but it's not a good drink for you. And I hear all that. Well, I started saying those things as well. Forget Red Bull. But you know what? Big up you lot, man. I'll tune into the racing and all that as well.
Priced him out, man. Listen, I wish Red Bull Leipzig a successful Bundesliga season. You priced Sesko out of a move, Klopp and them, man. Priced him out, and we got the guy. You know what I mean? So, come on, man. We're ready for it. We're 95% he's joining us, man. I'm putting it out there. Positive energy. He's on his way.
Hey, I'm shameless, bro. Like, man will like you said, bro. I'm going to the Armory tomorrow. You think I'm joking, bro? I'm getting a new tracksuit, one for tour, but also, bro, I'm trying to help. Bro, this is what this stuff does to us. I will help. I will give you the extra couple pounds if I need to, bro. Like, yeah, man. Yeah, and at first, it's so funny because when the window opened originally, I was vexed that it was moving so slow. City doing business, United's done business, Liverpool doing business. I was thinking, what are we doing? And now I'm like, oh, I'm starting to feel grit. I'm saying, what, Norgaard, Kepa, all them, man, Zubamendi. I'm now like, we might be able to get Eze. Listen, we're not going to get Rodrigo, Eze, and Noni Madueke, because I like the breakdown you did with 300 million. Yeah, too much money. I like what he did there. If you haven't checked out Curtis's live on the Sunday, check out. He said if we had 300 million to play with, which you said was a little bit unrealistic, but it's quite realistic because we had 200 million to play with anyway before anything. Before the window opened, we had about 200 million to play with Champions League and all that. Okay, the extra 100 million could be from player sales eventually. I mean, that's ambitious, but we'd have to get rid of quite a few players. But that could potentially happen. So 300 million to play with all those signings, it does cross the 300 million mark. However,
the only thing I would say, bro, where would that 100 million come from in sales? Unless a Saudi club buys Martinelli, bro, we just don't sell players for decent money.
By the way, that I'm going to put that one to bed as well. The Saudi one, that was, my sources. I know we all know, but this one's legit. I'm no ITK. Don't branch through that. But trust me, let me tell you this. That Saudi stuff is hot air. Martinelli massively wants to stay. He's trying to make a claim for the Brazil, obviously for the World Cup. So he's like, he wants to stay at Arsenal unless the club force him out, which I don't believe they're doing. I have a few little gems for this live, but I don't believe the club want to see him leave either. Unless they are really trying to force him out, he's not going to advocate to leave at all. He's not going to try and push his way out or accept any deals abroad. He's happy at Arsenal, even though game time can be questionable. Of course, the competition with Trossard and all that. And now we're looking at potential. Well, I think we have to improve that left wing position. Even though I'm doing the emotional side. I just hope Martinelli has a really good season and he ends up being that main star, because I like Martinelli. Obviously, I know people close to him and whatnot, but we do need to improve in that position. If Rodrigo becomes available and it can be done, get it done.
Yeah.
And then also, I'm a massive fan of Eze. If I'm honest, I actually put Eze above Rodrigo. I know people go say I'm crazy, but I love Eze, bro. I think he's a class player. Obviously, it becomes difficult because of the positioning. But I think for an Odegaard cover, or you put him on the wing. The wing's not really his strongest position, but I just like. I like to see players that I want to watch. Even Nwaneri, we pay to watch him. I like watching players like that. Eze is another one of those players I think is just so gifted. And I'd be such a good player. I hope we really do push for him. And £60 million release clause, I think they're saying they might be able to over 20 million over the 3 seasons, over 3 periods, 3 seasons. If that can work, or 3 years, then I think that's a no-brainer. Absolute no-brainer. We kind of went off topic but let me just read the super chat before we go back into it. That is a mad name. Isha Unifiluwa. I hope I said that right. Gyökeres even gave €2 million to the transfer. Yeah, he's desperate to come. He's so desperate to come to Arsenal, and I think I know I rate that a lot. I know this. I don't want to give too much away of what the welcome video information I'm gonna be talking about, but obviously I looked at strengths and weaknesses. Weaknesses obviously his headering ability, but we have so many players that can head the ball and score from headers that I don't want fans to go be like, oh, but he can't score goals from his head. Forget all that. He's a good penalty taker. The way he strikes the ball is
madman,
bro.
He rips the net in half, bro.
Exact, bro. I don't even. I'm trying to think. We haven't had a player like that in years. I haven't seen the player that is one. I used to have a player at Crawley Town called Scott Melville who he used to be like. He should be no finesse, just get the ball and rifle it, like rock it, and it's old. So I don't know if it's even old school. I just think that you don't see as much anymore. Like a player that just wants to strike through the ball, an actual striker that is a striker by the way he actually hits a football. Like Wayne Rooney was one that I looked at. Podolski, left,
them sledgehammers in it,
brother. Just smash through the ball. Like I love all that. Bring that to the cop. Bring that,
man. I'm telling you, man. We need that different dimension where like. Man's going to be like, bro, you think you man can just double up on Saka and triple up on Saka? You can't leave me unmarked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then if you drop a bad boy on the left as well. You know what I mean? I remember I was speaking to a friend of mine once who played.
Curtis's thing is moving absolutely crazy. Moving crazy. I don't know what is going on. This time it wasn't my stories. Bantode Ez says, I'm no ITK, but I told Curtis and Turkish they'll be happy at the end of our window. Remember. Curtis,
I don't know what's going on with StreamYard's going mad for me. Keeps updated, but yeah.
Oh, it dropped you out so
dropped me out, bro. But yeah, they were saying like, when you used to play Klopp's Liverpool, they were like, bro, you can't double up on Salah, double up on Mane, and then Firmino's going to run wild. Like, we need an attack like that where, because at the moment, every time Saka, 2 or 3 players on him, they're like, leave Martinelli, leave Havertz, go 1v1 with them, man. We need to turn up with a whole front 3 next season where you're scared of all of them. You know what I mean? So that's what we need to be seeing.
That's it's very true. Like, I mean, yeah, man. For me, our front 3, if I was to come up against it, obviously, if I was Prem level, I'll be honest, wouldn't have scared me. When you see, Saka, yes. Havertz, wouldn't scare me. Left wing, Martinelli can cause me problems. I'm not gonna lie. Trossard can as well, but it's very hit or miss because we go down the right side so much. So that's not fearful for me. And then it progressed to being Saka, Mikel Moreno, and then maybe a Trossard or Martinelli. That's not fit. That's not fair. That's not for me a dynamic front three. Don't get me wrong. We've done well with it. We've done well with it last season. When I say dynamic, I mean we can. If I'm a defender, there's so many different ways that Arsenal can hurt me. Now, if you have Saka, a Gyökeres, if you had I mean, I don't want to start dreaming too far ahead, but Rodrigo, or let's just say, okay, a Martinelli, just say a Martinelli, for instance. I'm sorry, Saka's going to hurt you regardless, punish you in you can't really defend against that. Gyökeres, and some would say Havertz can maybe do the Gyökeres role. I think Gyökeres is a level above. There's more power in there. There's more striking ability for me in there. There's more direct running in behind as well. I know Havertz can drop in and pick up pockets of space to bring in the team. Gyökeres is giving you the biggest problem as a defender is you're facing your own goal and you're running towards your goalkeeper. You don't want to be doing that. Gyökeres can do that in behind, powerful, strong. And then left wing, I mean, Martinelli, speed, pace, but also Trossard for me. If you have Trossard there, he's technically actually very good. He actually can cause teams problems if he's on form. So that is more of a fearful front three, like you mentioned. It is something that I'm very much looking forward to seeing. Hopefully next season, we can have egg on our face if it doesn't happen. But I'm 85 to 90. I'm 90%. I'm 90% sure it's gonna happen.
Here we get.
And it's funny. Gyökeres, I believe it. Yeah, I think he's in a relationship. I know you spoke about come to London. You know, there's a madness. I know this is random, and forgive me, I did the graphic, but I saw this in between. I'm going to go to this side. So Liam Delap randomly. Let me see if I can get rid of that super chat as well. I know this is mad. I'm just trying to think of distractions.
I saw this earlier.
He split up with his supermodel girlfriend because that's what she said in a post on Instagram. You can't keep someone loyal and loving them harder. And the reason why I bring this up because people can say it's random, but I know Arteta very much is keen on players being in relationships, settled, all of that. Gyökeres is that. This is good. This is another good green tick. He's not. I know there's a lot of distractions in London, but forget that. Come to London. Come and join the settled squad. You're big, you're physical, like we got so far. We've got tall players. He's gonna fit right in. People keep questioning about style of play, but I think he'll be fine. I think we
so
get
Delap's obviously Delap was living in Ipswich, quiet town. He's gone to Chelsea, tripled the wages straight away.
Club World Cup, brother. He's over in America.
Miami and that, bro. It's all gone downhill quick. That's why I said to Gyökeres, you know what, bro? If you ain't settled and married and all that, just let it go from now. Come to London. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to get a lot of attention. You know what I mean? So he probably said, yo, let the girl go from now. The 2 mil, just keep that as well. I'm going to be rich. You know what I mean? Come and score goals, be the hero.
That is it. I think people say, okay, people saying, okay, Gyökeres might be single, but even still, listen, we're gonna get him down with the married man, with the married people, and all the guys that are married, he's gonna find someone nice and settle down and be calm. But that whole Liam Delap thing had me a little bit laughing because boy, he was like you said there, Club World Cup, man's in America, he's probably in Miami. Hey, with all the Chelsea man as well.
You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of money at Chelsea, All them, you know what I mean? All the young guys who are there as well at Chelsea.
100%. No, 100%. I need to run through some of the other news that broke. Obviously, Nwaneri, yeah. Let's talk about the Nwaneri thing quickly because what the whole angle that everyone is doing is I don't think he can be demanding game time and all this, and we can't get rid of him. He's a quality player. And obviously Chelsea try to sniff around him and whatnot. We can't get rid of Ethan, yeah. My angle that I looked at was the Noni Madueke stuff, right? Maybe, I don't know if this is true. This is me just speculating. Arsenal pushed for that as well because they were saying, Ethan hadn't signed a contract at the time. Again, this is what I think might have happened.
Yeah,
they might have said, let's go for Noni Madueke to show Ethan that, like, brother,
we'll move on.
Yeah, like anyone's replaceable. You can do the whole. Listen, he's a quality player. For me, Ethan deserves whatever he's asking for, in my opinion, because he's one of my favorite players at Arsenal. I'll be real. I've said it many times. I'd pay to watch him. He's a maverick. He's a unique talent. I know he wasn't getting used as much towards the back end of the season. He might have felt a bit butthurt as well. Miles Lewis-Skelly kind of took that light. He ended up getting into England and all that. He's now become a mainstay at England. Ethan hasn't really. He was on verge to being the first team in England. He's obviously with the 21s or under 23s. He might be feeling a bit hurt. So But that's why the agent might have been like, brother, listen, we've got these clubs looking at us. This club wanting us. This club wanting us. And I hear it. He has the right to have that arrogance about him. I'll be honest. I know Robbie now like, yo, he's young, and some fans be saying, no, relax, cool yourself, whatnot. But Nwaneri, we joked about it, bro. We were like, he might have been looking around at times and been like, bro, you man aren't it. Like, I'm that guy. And he has been that star young player throughout the academy for years as well. So for me, I think that Arsenal might have said, okay, cool. Do your thing. Your agent can try and get this big price or not. You might not want to sign. We'll look to find someone else. Andrew Barter seems like he is not messing around. I'll be honest. It seems like he's just like, cool. At first, people called it a scattergun approach, but I think he's saying, okay, whatever we'll have something lined up, backup lined up, ready for you, ready. And that's what I think this Noni Madueke stuff is. I don't know if we're gonna. I know there's personal terms agreed and whatnot, but I don't know if Arsenal are really gonna go ahead with it. For me, though, honestly, maybe I'm the only 1%. Me and Robbie had a phone call when I was in America, and we spoke about Noni Madueke. I actually don't think he's a bad player. I think, and I know you did kind of mention this. You don't want him. I know you've said that, and I think I might be on that sort of stage as well. Where, listen, I'm not screaming from the rooftops that I want Madueke, but if we sign him, the price tag's a bit mad. If we get him for a price tag that is reasonable, I'm not actually that mad. I don't think he's that bad of a player. And I kept saying this, and I went on KG's live stream. He had a go at me. He was like, "Stop lying." So I was like, "Bro, I'm being dead serious. I think he's not a terrible footballer." I see, look, people in the comments already. Stop this. I know
they're gonna cook you, bro.
I know they will. I'm probably the 1%. I probably am, but I don't think he's that bad of a player. Of course, I'd want Eze over him. Of course, I'd want Rodrigo over him. But I think online we went crazy one way. Maybe because he's a Chelsea player, I get it. Maybe because of all that, and people saying we're getting another Chelsea player again. Why are we doing this? Why do we keep doing this? But if I look at it, Chelsea signed so many players that, you know, sometimes they might hit. They might. It's been a while, but they might. So for me,
it's been a while, bro.
It has been a while, but Noni Madueke for me, I don't think it's too bad of a player. I mean, as long as the price isn't, I think Chelsea want like 60 or 50 million. That's a bit too much. If you get it down to a 30, 35, 40, he's not a bad player for me. That's just my. Oh, he's left. That's the reason to leave. I hear it, but that's my personal opinion. 30 million. I think someone just said they agree with Cecil, but nothing over 30. I think 30 million, you get it done. I think that's not a bad signing for Arsenal. But the reason why I brought this up was because of the whole Nwaneri. Maybe Arsenal were looking at that deal to leverage getting that signed deal with Nwaneri. And to update everyone, it's looking like he's going to sign his new deal with Nwaneri. So we don't have to panic too much. That is kind of.
Bro, I don't know what's going on with StreamYard tonight. My apologies, but
don't
listen,
worry. Go on,
man,
your take.
Do you know what I just say? For me, bro, like, listen, I agree with you. He's not a bad player, but it's the whole circumstances around it that bother me so much. It's like, number one, you're paying 50 million for a guy that Chelsea are just willing to get rid of quickly. Like, if he was that good in his early 20s, would they have got rid of him that quickly? He's only, I think, in his second season there. Second of all, signing Noni might actually stop Nwaneri in whatever way, shape, or form. Like, it could hold him back. When I would rather see Nwaneri getting game time than see Arsenal spend 50 million on Madueke. I don't think Madueke is 50 million pound better than Ethan Nwaneri. I think also you've got to add it. And what I find quite strange is he doesn't even seem like an Arteta type of player, because when you look at him, he's very flashy, he's very social media.
Yeah, but his end product's not.
End product's not great. You look at his attitude when he was arguing with Jackson and them lot for the penalty. That's not a good look on a football pitch. I just don't think he's. I don't think he's that good. And I think the price tag would be 50 million plus, because I think they will look at it and say, you know, Alanga's just gone for 55 million. He plays for England. He's 22, I think, Madueke, left-footed. So I think Arsenal could get, for example, Bakayoko from PSV, 20-odd million quid, suitable backup. And I think that 50 million needs to go into other areas. Imagine we buy Madueke, but we can't afford to buy Rodrigo on the left because we've signed Gyökeres, we've signed Zubimendi, we've signed Madueke, we've run out of dough. I feel like buy what you need first. If Arsenal bought Rodrigo and Gyökeres and Eze, which is a dream, but that's what we all would like to see happen. If they had some excess cash and they said, we got a little 50 there, should we grab Madueke for the squad? I wouldn't be that devastated about it, but I feel like they're making him a priority signing, like, oh, let's make sure we've got right wing cover. So I don't. For me, Madueke at 50 million, and again another Chelsea player. When's the last Chelsea player that came to Arsenal and was a real hit? I literally, at the most, I might say David Luiz. I don't think any of these recent ones have been a major success. So for me, Nwaneri to back up Saka, you get Eze to challenge with Odegaard, and you get Rodrigo to be number one left winger, and then you get your Gyökeres up front, and that. For me, that's what 60-odd million.
But then do you keep Martinelli and Trossard then? Do you have to
you would have to sell. You got to sell one of them two. You got to sell one of them two. Trossard's got a year left. So do you need to extend his contract? And then Martinelli. Listen, I love Martinelli. I've always liked Martinelli, but even with Martinelli, bro, there's a time where you go. If somebody said to me right now, you can sign Rodrigo, but that means Martinelli's going to have to go because he will bring in more money than Trossard as a sale, I would say, thank you very much, but we move on. Do you know what I mean? Because Rodrigo he's done it at the top level, and he's more consistent, and I think he can go to a higher level playing on the left. So I think we've got to be ruthless. But I hope you're right. I hope they're trying to scare Nwaneri with the Madueke deal, and then maybe Nwaneri signs a new deal, and that deal maybe doesn't happen, but we'll see.
So out of the two, Martinelli and Trossard, and chat as well, I want you to let me know. Out of the two, if we had signed like my son always play, if we signed Rodrigo, which one are you saying that you'd let go of? Is it Trossard then?
Yeah, I would let Trossard go. He's in his third. He's got a year left. I don't think I think he maybe wants out as well from. I think his frustration with Trossard that he doesn't play every week. But then if somebody offered big money for Martinelli, it'd be difficult. But I think Martinelli probably stays. I reckon Trossard's more likely. I'm thinking if I was a right back, imagine Rodrigo running at you for 65, 70 minutes, and then Martinelli comes on for 20 minutes with his pace as well. That could be a long day for you, man, but it'd be interesting.
I think obviously Club World Cup's on, so that will either accelerate or flatline after that's completed. I know, listen, speaking with people close to Martinelli, that they both are pushing for their biggest goal is to play in the World Cup for Brazil. So to have them both, the competition will be high because they'll both be fighting for that number one spot, and they both want to make the Brazil national team. So it'd be an interesting if we do get him. I mean, I'm talking obviously very loosely because I don't believe we'll get Rodrigo. But if we do, I'll be laughing. But but those two both, I know, like I said, their main thing is playing for the national team. But there's so much game time. There's so much games or game time available that having both would be like you said, would be a dream. You have Rodrigo run at you for like you said, 60 minutes, and you have Martinelli coming on. I mean, there's no respite there. And that'd be phenomenal. That's the dream. I want to do the professional stuff quickly, people. There's 3,250 or 250, 60 of you in here. Please hit the like button while we're here. I have to let you know tomorrow I'll be live with Turkish. I haven't seen Turkish in so long. He's probably going to rip me as well for the gold suit and all that as well. But I haven't seen him in so long because I've been away. But me and him are live tomorrow for the call-in show where you get to have your say. Cuss me, cuss him, give your say about certain things, certain topics. I know there's a lot of people in the comments, but tomorrow at 7 p.m, you can have your say. You get to come in, join us, have a laugh, we can talk, have a catch up, and you can talk about anything. I like to do stories because I feel like I have pretty good stories when it comes to the job and the work I get to do. I feel they are beneficial to the audience. There's some other stuff I'm going to talk about straight after I do this readout. Also on the AFTV app right now, there's a poll. Who should Arsenal's captain? Captain next. Who should Arsenal's captain next season? Who should be Arsenal's captain next season? Sorry, I'll just have to read that, make sure that's correct. So that's on the app right now. There's a poll going on. Odegaard, Rice, Magalhaes, or Saliba. Funny enough, Rice is actually winning that. And we've actually just signed Norgaard, who is Brentford's captain. I know he's not going to come in and be captain for Arsenal, but that is interesting that we've just taken their leader. Yeah, for like 10, and it's cheap. Listen, well, just, all right, quickly, briefly, thoughts on Norgaard, guys. Where are you at with it? Where are you as a fan? Were you pulling your hair out? Are you happy? Are you all right with it?
It's just
Yeah.
it came as a bit of a shock, didn't it? Because like we weren't linked with him. There was no thought of, oh, we're gonna get Norgaard. And I don't know, man. I don't know, to be honest. A lot of people say he's a decent player. A Brentford fan messaged me and he was like, listen, I know you guys are not sure about him, but he's a very good midfielder. My thing that I said with him was, when I've watched Brentford, he seems very like robust, gets about the pitch, tackles, wins headers. I don't know about him on the ball. Like if he played in the six for Arsenal, is he good enough to start attacks? Is he, that side of things? And it's a bit of a short-term deal as well. Like Arteta's always talking about, he's a 31-year-old. I think maybe he was looking at him thinking, we've lost a lot of experience and he's a captain and a 31-year-old. I'll be honest, I think it's underwhelming. But I remember Liverpool winning the league and they had players like Endo in the team. They won the Champions League with players like James Milner. Man City have had players getting older as well in the side. So I don't think he'll have a huge effect on whether we win trophies or not. I think he's there to help when needed and, bring a bit of experience. You don't really want him to play that often. You maybe bring him on in a game at Anfield where you're hanging on to a lead. You got to tighten up the midfield and you bring him on. He's kind of one of them players, really. It's not.
Yeah. But you need those players in the squad. You definitely need that. I know it's all replacements for players leaving, like Jorginho's gone. I think you need that sort of player. I think it's good business from Arsenal. I'll be honest. I know people online hate when we keep saying good business, but it is. It's cheap money. He's a leader. He's a captain. He's experienced. I read articles. Obviously, I've watched him play a lot, but I read articles about him saying like the younger players will look to him for that inspiration. I said, I don't know if that's definitely not the angle. They're not going to look to him for inspiration, but he has got experience as in old age. But I think, like you said, the question comes in. He's experienced by his age, but I like experience from what you've won and achieved and been
I agree.
in those moments, because that's real experience. Experience in age is just you're an older player.
You're an old player. Yeah.
I know like a lot of tactos or people online, they try and angle it like that, like, oh, he's got experience, but that's not the case. It's just when you're playing in big finals and you played for your nations and gone to finals and whatnot, that's real experience and won and got it over the line. And like you said, that comes to me, that falls into ability, because those are the moments where you got to find that pass forward in a key game. That's real experience. Have you got the ability and the minerals to do that? I mean, I don't know with Norgaard. I just know he's a good battler. He's got a good engine. He works hard. He can break up play. And like I said, it's good business. I do question, similar to you, where in those latter stages in the season where we might have injuries, can you be the man to step up and lead Arsenal to success? Sorry, it was quite a big segment on that, on old Norgaard. It was only supposed to be brief. I'm going to read some of the information as well that was obviously put through around Gyökeres. I just landed today, people, so just allow me. It's a bit scattergun today, this live, of where we're going. So quickly, they're saying, obviously, Andrew Berto was in Portugal. Friday night was tense due to leaks. Obviously, there's media there, people leaking that it was over there. So they started again with the talks and the negotiations, and they're trying to settle on a price. Gyökeres is being helpful by giving salary up, which to push for Arsenal move, which we spoke about. I think it's around £2 million. He called the president. This is Gyökeres. He called the president up and told him he only wants Arsenal and wants to make it happen. Arsenal apparently offered 65 million plus add-ons, but Sporting wants 70 million plus add-ons. Again, you mentioned it earlier. Come on, we can't let this slip before over 5 million. Like, I will be fuming. They want it to be done before the end of this week, which is obviously this week where we're in. Hopefully Friday, as when he would have to go back to training despite asking for an extra week off. But he's also refused that he's going to train. So they're trying to get it done as soon as possible. And rightly so, because next week becomes techie, because the team really start planning to fly out to Singapore. So it doesn't need to get the paperwork and medical and all that needs to be done this week. They don't need to announce it this week, but all that kind of needs to be done by Friday. I'd say latest early I mean, really early Monday, Tuesday. Not us. The announcement's going to take a while. They'll probably do what we did with Calafiori. They'll probably announce him whilst we're on tour. But he needs to be over there with the boys, in my opinion, training.
They've got to get it done quick.
They have to.
They have to, because, and it will add a different dimension to that tour, because also you want fans to want to go. Like we've been speaking about the tour obviously for weeks. A lot of people are like, yo, man, I'm not even that excited for the tour. Like, not in sense of what the tour is, but you're like, where's the players that we're going to watch? If you turn up with a Gyökeres on tour, that adds a whole different element to that tour. And the new away kit comes out while we're on tour. Imagine launching the new away kit and Gyökeres is the one. What number's he going to wear? He likes wearing the number 9, but Jesus has got the 9. Does he take Henry's 14? Does he take the number 10? Because the 10's available. You know, they would be crazy to not get that done before the tour, you know, and get him over there.
Yeah, they'll be silly. They'll be silly not to. Yeah, and Arsenal, we know about Arsenal marketing. You're spot on there. It'd be a perfect marketing opportunity. Someone just dropped this in. Gary John said Ollie Watkins. Now, I have a little bit of information. Here we go. So I was at an event. And funny enough, I know Ollie Watkins, but I know his agency as well. So his agent was there. And obviously they don't want to talk. Yeah, we spoke. Obviously, they don't want to talk too much about certain things. They know they know the position I'm in, they know what platform I'm on. But I just kept saying, bro, this is, and by the way, let's make this clear. This was 2 weeks ago. So this was before, or about 2.5 weeks ago. So this was before the whole Gyökeres was coming to Arsenal and the Sesko thing was, if I'm honest, it was around the Sesko time. And I didn't really want Sesko. So obviously, I've gone to him and been like, brother, come on, man. Why can't we get Ollie? Yeah, like Ollie, come on. Why can't we get Ollie Watkins? Like, he's I don't want Sesko. I want Premier League proven. It's more realistic. I know the age and stuff, but I'd rather have Ollie at Arsenal. He said, it's the money, bro. Arsenal just don't want to pay the money. They're being, and I believed it. I don't feel like more times, some things, you know, sometimes some people might say stuff and you don't always believe certain things, but from someone who works within his agency said, yeah, and that kind of seems realistic with Arsenal. They don't want to pay the money for him. And if I'm honest, I think he's getting valued quite high. I think it's like 65, because I know Man United were looking at him. It is quite high, but it's kind of, for me, it's kind of justifiable. If it's around 60, 65 million, I know it's an age thing, but he is an England international. He plays in the Premier, he can score goals. He is proven. I don't know. I think listen, it's not going to happen right now. Right now, Gyökeres is confirmed. But a couple of weeks ago, when I heard that, I was like, boy, I can't wait to get on this live and explain why this is coming to a stumbling block. Is because
I think sometimes, you know, in like football, you have players have opportunities for whatever reason. I think Ollie Watkins' window of opportunity was January. You know, we were desperate for a striker. The deal was there to be done. I think at that time that was the time to get him. I think now in the summer, while you've got more money, more options, I think, yeah, he's probably still on the list, but I just think he's 30 in December. I do like Watkins, but I think for me now, I think Arsenal can go for somebody else that's a bit more long-term. If they were buying 2 strikers, let's say they went Gyökeres, Watkins, I'd be like, oh, cool. But I saw Watkins being linked with Man United. I think, that would be more. I think we're on the level kind of above now, sort of.
Yeah, I'll be intrigued if Man United even get him over the line because of money reasons. I mean, there must be linked to Dominic Calvert-Lewin as well, and that sounds more Man United
and
in the
Callum
position
Wilson, apparently.
And Callum Wilson. Well, I didn't see that.
Bro, I see the thing today, yeah. Callum Wilson, Calvert-Lewin, and Wilfred Ndidi. I said, no, Man United are not the team I know anymore. They're someone totally different.
They're finished. And Flex was giving it the whole, you wait, mate. Old Trafford, first game, you're going to see. And Bremo, Cunha. Obviously, Bremo's not been confirmed, but Cunha. I was thinking, Flex.
Do you know the thing, though, bro? I'll be honest with you. You know, Old Trafford. I feel like under any circumstances for Arsenal, Old Trafford can get techie. I don't know why. Like, we can go there with Rodrigo, Gyökeres, Saka, and somehow Bruno just slaps a free kick in, or there's just something strange about that stadium with us. We've obviously had good times there, but
everyone says this. Yeah, everyone recently has been saying this to me. They're like, Cecil, it's Old Trafford. It's never easy. But I hear that because they said but I said that recently we have been okay. I know even their dark times, we only pulled out a draw, and that's what Flip's like. Don't forget that. And then even the game you won, you only just about won it. And I hear it, but I think Arsenal have to hit the ground running from the beginning. We did last season a little bit. The red cards did kill us, but we did those. Remember, we had the North London derby, we had the Aston Villa, we had quite a few early wins that were big wins. I think the same again has to happen. It really does have to happen because that middle period, November, December, is quite favorable for Arsenal. If we start fast, we can kind of get a good run underneath us, and I think the momentum should carry us, especially if we get the signings in. I think I want to close because we are coming towards the end. At close and talking about kind of Andrea Berta and just the mood right now around Arsenal because I am loving it. I've come back from America buzzing from a great job in the Gold Cup, but also now coming back to this and just having to prepare welcome videos and the mood. Andrea Berta, we'll talk about him, but let me just read these super chats. Harry Lawrence says he's great on set pieces and he's Premier League proven. I think he's talking about Ollie Watkins there. I don't disagree. I've always been a fan of Ollie Watkins. I'd have liked him at Arsenal. I really would. It was the January time, massively. I mean, I did say that story once about Ollie Watkins where I underrated him when he scored against us his place against Saliba, come down the side, he put it bottom corner. I said, I can't believe you scored against Saliba. And he kind of stuck on me like, what, do you not rate me? I was like, well, no, I rate you, but it's Saliba, innit? So it was kind of, I felt mad awkward.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Just like, but come on, like, I don't know. It's hard, bro. We were popping. That was 2 seasons ago, but it wasn't last. It was 2 seasons ago, and that's when we was on fire. And I just thought, yeah, Ollie, you're a great player, but we were
you doing that to Saliba? Yeah,
left
foot bottom corner in it. I remember that goal,
bro. Quality goal,
yeah.
And I said fair, but players rate themselves. Namandi, thank you for your super chat. Charles Awobi, thank you very much. Next time, if you can, send a message. And then lastly, Jake, Gyökeres is great. Now looking to youngsters, how about getting Scottish player? I'm not going to say that. They're trying to catch me. I've been doing this for a long time now. Man's experienced in my thing, Big stadiums, yeah? You know what I mean? Sold out stadium. Wembley, I've done Wembley. Yo, AFTV for a couple of years, yeah? I want to talk my stuff until Curtis comes back and we're going to finish up. But yeah, man. Respect me. I'm not going to get caught out on no baiting thing. We spoke about Norgaard. Rewind and watch it. We spoke about Norgaard a little bit already. We spent a bit of time on him. Here we go. Finally, I told you all. Here we go. Victor finally announced. Told you all. No way. There's no way. I'll check that just before I get Curtis in and we'll finish up. Let me just check that while we talk. All right. Last couple of minutes because no worries. We want to finish up. We want to go and watch the Chelsea game. I can't have them winning. I need them out. Chelsea. Oh my God. They need to be out. So yeah. So hopefully that will be done. They'll be out of that by the end of tonight when they play Fluminense in a few minutes. Curtis, anything you want to talk about before we close out? We'll go to comments. How do you want to end this? Because we're in a good place. I could stay on live for ages if I'm honest. I'm in a very good spirit.
Bro, I said, when we sign Gyökeres, I'm gonna go live for about 10 hours, bro. I swear down, like
does he deserve like he is? I mean, I think it's because it's just nice. It'll be just nice because it's a striker, isn't it? I think that's what it is.
Yeah, like we've been starved of a striker, bro, for years. Like Oba, obviously that was great, but we had a team around him that it didn't matter how good he was because we couldn't defend and all this, that, the other. And then now I feel like we've got that defense. We've got the Golden Glove goalkeeper. We've got Declan Rice, who's getting better and better. We've got Saka. If we get that goal scorer and the left winger, like in particular those two, I think we've got a great chance. I go into a lot of seasons going, I hope we win the league, but I don't really believe we're going to win it. Like last season, I said, I don't think we'll win it. We haven't done enough. Hope we win it. Where I'm looking at it now going, if they pull out like a Rodrigo and a Gyökeres or a Eze or something, I'm sitting there going, I believe we can win it if you manage them correctly. Now, my only thing I've said with Eze, because I love Eze like you, I think he's an amazing player. I want him at Arsenal.
Yeah.
But my only concern is, are they going to sign him and play him left wing? Because I don't think he will play him ahead of Odegaard because he loves Odegaard. He's the captain. So will they push Eze to the left and use him over there? Because you're not going to buy him for 68 million and bench him. So if you sign him, where he's playing. Yeah, and then my thing is, if Lewis Skelly's inverting into midfield, you've got no fullback overlapping, and then you've got Eze tucking in as well. So what happens on that left-hand side if your fullback's not there and your winger's not there? That's my only concern with it.
There's do you know what? Sorry, people, because I did want to end, but there's so many things I need to work out as well from Arsenal, because I was reading up on many people talking about, okay, well, if we get Gyökeres, what happens to Havertz? And then people are saying that Gyökeres will play on the left and Havertz will stay in the 9. This is what I'm seeing people break down, but him playing on the left, Gyökeres, is not him traditionally playing as a left winger. They become a front two, and then like you said, Lewis Skelly, Lewis Skelly inverts. They all throw everyone forward basically, and Gyökeres and Havertz basically become a 2. Saka's on the wide, and then the fullback will be the widest player and put across into the box. So I'm just like, do I want to see that? Do I want to see Havertz and Gyökeres both in this side?
Oh no,
This is what I'm saying. It's a tough one. He's still on 275 grand a week. He's still he's potentially maybe cost more than what we're going to get for Gyökeres. Arteta loves him. Is he going to have to find a way to keep Havertz in this team? That will annoy me personally, because it doesn't seem there's no word of him going out, as in Havertz leaving the club. So there's a lot of questions. There's that question where will Eze play? I love him as a footballer. I'm one of those fans that just
want him at the club, innit?
Yeah, I want him there. Just make it work.
I hear you.
Which is probably it's not the most logical way to think. I get that fans will want more from me in that sense, but I like players that I want to watch, and he's one of those. The Gyökeres Havertz situation is going to be interesting. On what happens.
Havertz has to be on the bench, bro. It's as simple as that. Arteta's got to be strong enough now to go, I paid big money for him. I gave him a big wage. It hasn't quite worked. You'll be used in rotation. You can come off the bench, get a few goals, play him in the cups. Look at Jack Grealish at City, bro. 100 million.
Yeah.
What Pep ain't going, we paid 100 million. I've got to keep playing him. He said, all right, that's probably the end of it for you. It hasn't worked now.
But the percentage, Curtis, right now from you of Havertz starting up top against Man United, how what's your percentage of that? Because for me, you put a beautiful story on your live saying Gyökeres, United wanted him, play him first game, he bangs in. I would kill for that. But I know this club. Arteta is putting Havertz up top in that first game. And he's hoping for this. He's hoping for that. And I'm going to be like, brother, but that, man.
Oh. He's going to sign Gyökeres, and bench him for Havertz and use him in rotation.
He'll probably play him bloody left back. You're blowing Arteta, bro. He'll probably be like, I know you're a striker, but you might need to just try you here first. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be a nightmare.
It's true. He ain't going to let go of that Havertz situation easily, but he needs to, man. He's got to. And surely Gyökeres' agent will be saying as well, like, look, man, he's 27, he's in form. He can't be coming here to be rotated for Havertz, so
100%.
It'll be interesting. I was actually quite glad that we had such a hard fixture list at the start of the season, because I felt it would push the club to act quickly. I reckon if we had an easy start, they'd have been like, potter around until the end of August, make late deals. Now they're like, Old Trafford day one. Do you know what I mean? I think we got Liverpool, haven't we? Third game or fourth game.
Yeah, we do.
By the end of the first month, he could be under pressure already. So he needs to make sure we're turning up at Old Trafford with pretty much most of our transfers done.
Yeah, it'd be so nice to get him in before pre-season, before that North London derby game in Hong Kong. Because then at least he gets an experience. I know it's not the same as when you're in the league, but at least you get an experience of, okay, this is kind of what North London derby feels like. Yeah, exactly. And then you build into some tough games. Even Emirates Cup games are quite tough. And then you go into the season. At least he's going to get a quick wake up of, okay, this is what this is. Let's get with it. I know some people will say it'd be nice to build in slowly and play soft games, but nah, because then those bigger games will matter more. If we get him in early, straight in the tough games, he's going to know what it's about, and then he'll build. I think he'll build better. That's Gyökeres, by the way, I'm speaking about. Ollie says, let's crowdfund for Gyökeres' lost wages. Funny, our fan base would probably do something like that. Right, people, I think, we're coming to the end of the hour. It is time to close off. It feels good to be back. Feels good to be back on the screen with Curtis as well, my brother. Good to see you. Bro. And get back to these lives. We'll be back again every Tuesday as always. The news was Gyökeres in before pre-season. Let's hope and pray that is the case. Things are moving well. But yeah, we are back. I'm back in the UK as well. As you know, Transfer Daily is still going on every day. And yeah, and all the content to keep you updated will be there for you all. Please be back with us tomorrow, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Me and Turkish will be doing a call-in show. We get to hear from you all. Curtis, as always, big thank you. Love to everyone.
There you go,
And
bro.
I'll see you all again very soon. Take care. Love.